Zhedox. When it comes to my early gaming experiences, most of them were on the PlayStation 1. I had played titles such as Spyro 3, Tomb Raider, and a title that I want to revisit today that is kind of peculiar because you don't really see anyone talk about it that much. It's called Tiny Toons Plucky's Adventure. From what I remember, this was an adventure game, one that could be compared to King's Quest or Leisure Suit Larry. So, let's not waste any time, let's dive into one of my childhood memories and just reminiscence upon it. So, after looking at this game's Wikipedia page, I can pretty much conclude that there's not too much information about this title. Now, the only thing that actually did pop out of my head though was that this was published by... Oh no. So the story begins with Plucky, Hampton, Buster, and Babs talking about their homework. Plucky, being the irresponsible dick he is, forgot to do said assignment and asked the others for help. And for some weird reason, they also agree? Don't they have, like, class or something? I don't know. And with that, we're thrown in, as Plucky is now explaining the game's mechanics and certain dialogue. Circle is used to identify objects, X is used to perform an action on objects, and R1 cycles through your inventory. So, the main objective of this game is to find the 5 tools needed to repair Plucky's bike, so he can travel back in time and do his homework. Now, sadly, the setting you'll mostly be in is the school halls that barely look different and have little to no unique aesthetics that make them distinguishable. The main hallway serves as a hub where you can store items as you have a limited inventory. Oh, nice picture, Plucky.
Simply ravishing.
Now, the locker system itself would be a harmless concept, except there's one problem with it. You see, every character has a unique locker combo. The specific locker combo corresponds with that character's color. Now, the problem with this idea is that every character can open every locker. Basically, there's no need to use this locker or this locker, because you'll only ever need 2. This yellow locker, as it's close to a door and has 3 digits in its combo, and this locker due to having the same conveniences of the other one. Because of this, there's literally no point to open these.
None.
Another problem with the inventory system is the 2-item limit. You see, having a 2-item limit just adds to how tedious this game is. It extends the game's length, but in a terrible way. You will always discover a new room, find items, take 3 minutes to walk back to the locker, store the items, and then walk back to take the new items and store them again if you can't find any use for them. There is no reason as to why this should exist. The developer should have at least made the item limit 5, or have no item limit at all. King's Quest 3 did have item storage, and Resident Evil did have an inventory limit, however, that system works in those games. In King's Quest 3, your bed served as a way to hide incriminating items so that Manannan wouldn't suspect you.
Manannan caught you snooping around. Now you're nothing but dust on the ground.
In Resident Evil, you had an item limit because that added to the survival horror atmosphere. Having an inventory and supply of items forced the player to strategically use what they had. Conserving items was essential to surviving. In this game, it serves no purpose other than making the game lengthy, as this can be done in 1 hour. Another frustrating problem that plagues this game is being caught by either Monty or Elmira. When your characters are drugged, I'm assuming, I have no idea where their eyes would close from just being hugged. When your character is caught by either of these two, they will be randomly thrown in any room of the game, which could potentially spoil a room for the player. During my playthrough, Babs was thrown up in the ladder room. Previously, I had attached the missing piece, but it's gone. Hampton was also caught later and thrown in this boiler room, a room I also previously opened, but it was locked, and I couldn't go through. The key that opens the door was given to me by this bird thing here. I activated a can of laughter and the creature gave me an iron key that opened the door. Where are the items? How do I open this door? They're gone. Why does my character keep repeating the same dialogue and extend this game's length? These two problems showcase what developers tried to do. They made every task tedious, dialogue was repeated, and unskippable to lengthen the game because it's so short. And for those of you wondering, this is where my patience ran dry with the game. I said, fuck it, and let Plucky be caught. Never to finish. The grand adventure. Now, does this game have any redeeming qualities? Because all I've been doing is just scolding it. Well, not really. Besides having average puzzles and a decent looping soundtrack, I couldn't find anything that would mitigate my negative opinion. This game is just a bland adventure game. It has no replayability, nothing that keeps you stimulated, and is outperformed by other games in its genre. So no, I could never recommend this game to anyone.